Welcome to the channel Profile Plus. This is Padma. Indian cinema is restoring our faith in romance. Yes friends, as 90s kids, we all know the impact what Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge or Dil Se has made in North. As well as in South, if you see, Maniratnam's movie Bombay or Alayparayade has made a very big impact in the teenagers' mind and heart. See, this is all about the romantic history in filmmaking when it comes for India. At the same time, Telugu cinema has been continuously criticized as they are capable of making only these masala commercial movies. But to break all of that, in recent times, they've been giving very promising romantic scripts from their industry. The films like Shyam Shingaroy or Auntie Sundara is one of my favorite too. They had a very intensive romantic script, I believe. In that list, now the magical thing, as you all rightly guess, the magical movie I would call it as, there are only few movies which makes a great impact in you, isn't it? In that list, Sita Ramam can never be, taken away from our minds and hearts. Yes friends, I was literally on tears when I had to just see the movie in the theatres. It just made a very great impact in the audience mind and heart. And I'm really overwhelmed and happy to review this movie in my channel today. Yes, why Profile Plus do this? As I've been telling you all from the beginning, movie review is the best practice if you're looking forward to develop your communication. So I'm just trying to give that practice to you by doing the movie reviews very often in our channel. When it comes for Sita Ramam, in today's video, I'm going to talk about the cast and crew, the cinematography, the direction, not just that, the music, and finally, I'm going to rate this movie in my point of view. Just stay tuned and let's begin the review. Sita Ramam, written and directed by Hanu Raghava Pudi. And this film has been cinematographed by P.S. Vinod. The music by Vishal Chandrasekhar. The main cast and crew of this movies are these three people, the actors. When it comes to the actors, the hero of the movie is played by Dulquer Salmaan, the most promising romantic hero in Malayalam industry these days. And the actress, the heroine of the movie is Mrinal Thakur. She is a Marathi girl. And the third important character is Rashmika Mandanna. She's been, portrayed as a very versatile actor in this movie, I would say, because she was just a supporting actor throughout the movie. And I just give a special applause to Rashmika Mandanna for accepting this role, and she's done her part really well. And these are the main characters in this whole movie. And let's just look into the storyline. Lieutenant Ram, the hero of the movie, none other than Dulquer Salmaan. Actually, the main lead character is being portrayed as the Indian soldier, works for the military. See, basically, he's been shown in the movie as a very honest and a loyal soldier in each and every frame until the climax. And the girl, Mrinal Thakur, as Sita Mahalakshmi, alias the Princess Noor Jahan. So she plays the lead role in this movie, as we all know. Rashmika Mandanna as Afrin. So she just travels like a Pakistani girl, throughout the movie as a supporting artist, friends. The story just, travels from 60s to 80s. That's the whole speciality of the movie. And here I must definitely mention the art director's work. It's just spectacular. Yes, friends, he has done the set in a way like, wow. You would definitely feel that, the films like RRR or Bahubali or whatever it is, you can compare yourself with this art work, what he has done, the art direction, what he has done to take all of us to the 60s. When it comes for the palace background or the, the military and the war place, everything was beautifully shown in this movie, and I should definitely give a special mention for the art director here. So coming to the storyline, friends, Lieutenant Ram is basically shown as an orphan boy, works as a soldier in Indian military, and he is just stuck up with the All India Radio program all of a sudden, in their military campus. So there he just mentions to the radio jockey that he has nobody in this whole world to leave a message, and that's the most sentimental scene there. And he's been shown as a very joyful soldier and a very honest and very understanding about the war areas, and he's equally talented too, and he always has a concern towards the Pakistanis or whoever he's fighting with. He just always looks at the truthfulness of the whole picture around him. So that's a speciality of Ram here. And after this radio program was released, as you all know, during that time in 60s, only mode of communication is to write letters. That way he starts receiving a lot of letters from the people around India, writing that we are all there for you. Out of love, they write letter to Ram. There he just gets stumbled with a letter from the character Sita Mahalakshmi, who just shows a very keen interest on him, and also the intimacy what she just shows in her writing through the letters, and he gets absolutely attracted towards this letter, and he just goes behind this letter in order to find where Sita Mahalakshmi is. Every scene in this movie is being dramatized in a very poetic way. Each and every frame of this movie, it will be mesmerizing from the audience point of view, I would say. But only small drawback, if you ask me, I would say the first half, definitely you have to be patient. And it will be worth enough to wait patiently, to watch the second half of the movie, because the second half of the movie will just show you the palpable chemistry between Sita Mahalakshmi and Ram. And until the interval of this movie, this girl, Sita Mahalakshmi, is the real identity. Actually, she is a princess, Noor Jahan. This is the major twist in this movie, I would call. Yeah, that's again a goosebumps moment when Rashmika Mandana, she just goes and finds herself, finds the truth that this Sita Mahalakshmi is none other than the princess Noor Jahan. As I come to Rashmika Mandana's character here, she's playing a role called Afrin, and she's from 80s basically, and she takes a letter of this Lieutenant Ram, which is given by her own grandfather. As his last wish, she just instructs her granddaughter to hand over this particular letter to Sita Mahalakshmi. That's the only hint she has. And she goes in, she comes to India and to find out who is Sita Mahalakshmi, and nowhere she finds this name. And finally, at the interval block, she finds that, okay, it's none other than the Princess Noor Jahan. And that was a goosebumps moment for me. And until the interval, the film goes a little slow. But then after the interval, it was really, I would call it, this girl's acting, Mrinal Thakur's acting is exceptional, friends. It's absolutely mesmerizing and mind-blowing. Each and every core emotions what this girl has taken and, emoted in a way that her longingness towards Ram in each and every frame. Though she is a princess, her body language, the way she just intelligently addresses certain problems in the palace, and her fascinating, she is very fascinated about learning Indian dance Bharatanatyam from her teachers. And that is when he just completely mistakes her as a Bharatanatyam teacher who works for the palace. And they are beautiful romantic scenes, I could say that you must really watch this, friends. That's what I would say. As an audience, you can definitely get a connect. Every man who is watching this film, Sita Ramam, can get a connect with Ram, and every female you can have a connect with Sita Mahalakshmi's role here. Such an intensive script which is fully made of romance, and in this fast-paced world, taking films in a very awkward and in a very as you all know, there are many films who have just gone beyond their limits in censor board, showing this love and romance in a very raw way. And I don't comment on it, but still, this movie is one of the epic movie, and still people can feel that what is the in density, what is this basic depth of a true love. And here you can have this connect with Ram and Sita Mahalakshmi. The storyline is basically like Ram gets stuck up with a in a war place, and he's been arrested by the opposite Pakistani government. Then he meets the Pakistani major, Afrin's grandfather. Yes, he seems to be the very nicest person in this whole army force, and Ram was treated pretty well by knowing that he's very loyal towards his nation. Yes, along with Ram, there is another person from his own battalion is being arrested by the Pakistani government, and that's where the small twist is. I don't want to reveal all those twists. I'll leave it to your choice, and I recommend you strongly to watch the movie. And the girl Afrin was instructed by her grandfather to hand over this letter. For some reasons, for about 20 long years, he was unable to post this letter written by Ram on his last days to Sita Mahalakshmi, because there is no one called Sita Mahalakshmi in real. So this girl Afrin, after 20 long years, she's just taken that letter in order to hand over it to the right person, and there she finds the truth. Sita Mahalakshmi is none other than the Princess Noor Jahan, and that's the great idea of the whole script is, friends. So here I have to my heartfelt appreciation to the writing and the direction, as well as I already told you about the art direction here, isn't it? They've shown this palace as well as this typical the rural community of this Pakistani the rural village places and everything. It's so realistic, it's very very realistic, and that's when they have taken all this audience connect to this movie. And finally, in the climax, Afrin takes this letter to Sita Mahalakshmi. The Princess Noor Jahan has been waiting for 20 long years, having the faith that Ram will be released one day. And that shows the depth of the love. And they have not dramatized so much in the climax, because they've given the BGM. That's when I have to definitely appreciate Vishal Chandrasekhar's music here. It's such a soulful music at the climax, where this girl just typically reads the letter and just emote, and the climax scene, this girl definitely would just go places in her acting career, or she's made a history. She's just acted her lifetime movie, I would call it. She just fits the character so well as Sita Mahalakshmi or as Noor Jahan in this whole movie, and it has become one of my favorite movie, friends. Yes, of course. So this is like so beautifully taken. So in my opinion, if you ask me to rate this movie, I would give 5 out of 5. Yes, I can never, take any spoilers from this movie, as you see, except the small, fact that the first half is little bit slow for the audience, but it is really worth waiting. If an audience really don't know the life of Rama, the life of Sita Mahalakshmi, and how they just get into this subject, get into this connect of having an emotion for each other, those things definitely it needs time for the audience to understand what is the storyline. So it's worth waiting. And the art direction, as I told you, it's a spectacular thing what the art director has done, and it is basically a shoestring budget. Yes, it's just a 30 crores budget when you compare to any other Telugu movie. With this budget, not really casting a very big hero or a very big heroine for this movie, I think they've given more importance for this art direction and how realistic they can take it to the audience. And mainly direction, that says all about the movie, friends. And what I have told you is only 20% about the movie. And as viewers who are watching this movie review, I would just tell you better spend time in this weekend by watching this movie, and this will be life moment probably. It is not just a movie, it would definitely move you in with your emotions, seriously, friends. And this is all about Sita Ramam, but this director, sorry I forgot his name. Yes, so by this director or by P.S. Vinod cinematography, you must definitely watch this movie. I strongly recommend you all. And I will catch you with another video, either by movie review or with my food blogs. So enrich, empower and emerge with English. And don't forget to press this like button or to subscribe my channel.